welcome back to part 5 of my series where I teach you how to do your makeup using only the products in your makeup bag. For this part, we're going to be going into concealer. If you haven't been and watched the other videos, go back and watch those now. But if you are just looking for some concealer tips, stick with me. With my concealer, I don't like my under eye to be overly bright. So we'll take a bit on the wand and you're going to place it much lower than you actually think. Kind of see, I'm just doing a little triangle there like that. Add it too high, you're going to have too much product sitting in those fine lines and that's where you're going to get the creasing. Add it much lower where the actual dark circle is, and then you want to add a tiny little bit here just to lift the face. This is where you can clean up any of that contour that you've done or cream bronze that you've done that's gone slightly out of place, so don't worry too much about that. Again, take it on the sides. I take a little bit on the centre of my forehead like so, and then I take a little bit down my nose just to reverse contour, and then I take a little dot here and a little bit here just to clean up where I've done that cream bronzer, and a tiny bit on my chin. When you're thinking concealer, you want to put it majority of the product obviously on the centre of your face to highlight the face. So your bronzers, cream bronzers, etc. are going to be on the outer portion of your face. Concealer is going to be on the inner part of your face. And I like to just take a beauty blender and always start with the bit in the centre of my forehead, and I'm just lightly pressing that into the skin, can you see? And I'm slowly blending it outwards to blend seamlessly with that bronzer. And this is very gentle pressure, guys. And this is, like I say, just going to reverse contour, neatened up the cream contour that I've done. The chin, you suffer with a lot of redness under your nose, go ahead and add some under your nose here. I'm going to push that into the skin. I need a mirror. Right under where I've done that. Again, we're just doing a bit of reverse contouring. So this is where I want the lightness. Can you see? But if you don't like to have as much of a line as that, just go over it, twist your beauty blender so you don't have as much product on there, and gently tap over that line. You don't actually want too much of a sharp line there, but you do want some kind of definition, otherwise you're not going to get that sculpting effect. And never swiping with any of our products because that's going to move the product underneath. It's just short pushing motions. And I always leave the bit under my eye till last because it gives it time to like marinate and gives me a bit more full coverage. Again, I'm going to start on the outer part of my eye and I'm going to gently, can you see I'm pulling this up and out towards my temples. Always want to kind of go up and out. See how that's kind of lifted my eye already, as opposed to here. When you're actually applying the concealer, you want to do the majority of the blending here, where the actual darkness is. Do you see I still haven't gone right up to my eye? The majority of the product is here, cleaning up the contour, going into my nose crease, and just going over where I've actually got that dark circle and connecting. Do you see? And then I'm going to leave that, and I'm going to go over to this side and do the exact same thing. So majority is going down my nose, into my crease, and actually onto the dark circle and connecting. The last thing you want to do is the bit right under your eye because you literally want the tiniest bit of product there. Otherwise you're going to get it sitting in your fine lines and it's going to go cakey. You're going to look down and then look up with your eyes and you're going to get right in that socket. And you're going to push like so. And I'm going right into that corner, like so, and then I'm going up onto the lid. And that's your concealer placement, guys. Easy as that. If you want it more in depth or you've got any questions, pop them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer those for you. But I will see you in part 6 for blusher. Thank you for watching.